Hi guys, so for this video I thought I would talk to you about pet peeves, because recently a lot of them have been bugging me, because they happen a lot out here in Dubai, and I just thought why not share them with you and then see if you have any similar ones or any different ones. So yeah, thought I'd do pet peeves. So my first one is, I wrote them all down because there's quite a few. People who walk slowly in front of you. So you're there walking along, and there's people walking at like 1 mile an hour, just taking up the whole path. They like to spread out as well, so you can't actually get past them. They walk slowly, you say excuse me, and all of a sudden they can't hear you. And that really annoys me. It's like, if you're going to be a slow walker, just keep to one side so I can just overtake, because it happens on... We've got quite a few travelators out here, which are the like flat escalators, and I mean they're only 2 people wide, but 2 people who stand still on them like to just take up the whole thing and not stay to one side, and it's just something that really annoys me. And then also people that just, you're walking along and the people in front of you will just stop dead for no reason. They just stop, and you walk into them and then they look at you like it's your fault. It's like, excuse me, you were the one that stopped. And also, on, like I said about the travelators, people that are walking, there's only one person, but they like to zigzag across. They just go one way, then they drift to another, then they drift to the other side. And it's just like, just stay still. I want to overtake you because I've got long legs, so I'm quite a fast walker. So to me, everyone's slow, but it just annoys me when they walk ridiculously slow. Yeah, that's just one of them. 2, drivers that don't indicate. They're there for a reason. You need to let people walk in and other drivers know if you're going to turn. It happened a few times when I walked to uni and stuff. Me and my friends always used to point it out. But out here I think they're the worst. Like, they don't know they have indicators. I think driving tests, literally, you drive to the end of the road and if you haven't crashed, then you've passed your test. So out here you stood at a crossing and there's people that are not indicating, just turning, and then sometimes they indicate but don't turn, so you never know when it's safe to cross. I think you just kind of close your eyes, run and hope for the best. People who use their phone whilst driving. I'm a really careful driver when I drive, so I'm really cautious of this, and in the UK people that like text or they call on their phone whilst they're driving, and I just think you're just waiting for an accident to happen. And out here, majority of the cars you pass, someone's there like that, driving along, or even driving but like that, texting, and you're not even looking at the road, you don't know where you're going. So that really annoys me. People who take forever ordering food. If you go to like one of the food courts, or a restaurant or something, and someone's serving's taking care of one person and you're next, but for some reason they just like to spend half an hour deciding what to eat. Normally when I go to a place I'll decide what I'm having, and then I'll order, or if it's a restaurant I sit down and I look at the menu and quite quickly I can make a decision of what I want. But there's some people that just spend hours and they're just kind of like staring at like a menu, just going, this is like food courts, so like a takeaway, whether it's like a McDonald's or a Subway or something, and it's just like they don't know what to have. And it's like, if you're going to take some time, at least let other people go that know what they want, because that was me. If I didn't know what I wanted and it was going to take me a long time to decide, I just feel like, right, just serve those people behind me first, and then I'll make a decision. Because some people are in a rush. Some people want to have lunch and then go, or whatever, so yeah, that annoys me a little bit. It's not like a massive annoying one, this one, but it used to happen quite a lot at home when you open a DVD case and there's either no disc in there or it's a different film disc. Because then it's just like, you've built up all these hopes, you want to watch this film, you're really looking forward to it, open the case and either it's not there or there's a different film in there. So then you go to that film's case and there's a different film, and it's just like all of them are just jumbled up. And it's just like, I just wanted to watch the film. But that doesn't happen so much anymore. I tend to watch my films online, or now I've moved away as well. All my DVDs are in their own case. So yeah, this happens quite a lot out here. We do a quiz every Tuesday and Wednesday at 2 different places. And at this pub quiz, when the person who's writing the answers, so they have the pen, you give them the answer, you know what it is, but they think it's something different, and because they've got the pen, they'll write down their answer. No matter that, you know what it is. We had one last week, which was which famous person died in a car crash that Henry Paul was driving. So I said Princess Diana because I'm pretty sure that was the name of the driver. But then the person with the pen was like, oh no, isn't it Paul Walker, the guy from Fast and the Furious who passed away? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's Princess Diana. But he wrote Paul Walker down and the answer was Princess Diana. And it's not like a massive thing because I mean we only go to pub quizzes for a bit of fun. But still, I don't know whether it's because I'm younger, or whether it's just because they have the pen and think they're right. But they always write down the answer that they think's right, unless they have like not a clue, not even like a little guess. If they have nothing, then they'll take my answer. But if they've got a thing, oh, I think it might be this, that's what gets written down. Which also kind of ties in with the people who have to be right, which was my next one. No matter how many wrong answers they say, not just in a quiz, just in general life, everything they say has to be right. And that's something that annoys me, because not everyone is right all the time. Sometimes people say things wrong. I hate being wrong myself, but I hold my hands up and admit when I am. People who always have to be right, and even if they're wrong, still claim they're right. That annoys me a bit. It's like, just, you don't have to be right all the time. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It doesn't matter. My mum does this quite a lot. People who mumble but expect you to hear what they've said. So someone will be sat there and they'll be like, oh yeah, what do you think? And like, you just think they're mumbling, talking away to themselves, whatever. And they go, well? And you're like, what? And, well, you're not listening to what I was saying. It's like, I'm sorry. If you want to talk to me, talk to me. Don't just mumble. Because I don't know if my example of a mumble, whether you guys heard it or not, which was, I think we should go out to a restaurant tonight, what do you think? It was just something off the top of my head, an example that I'd use. But when you mumble it, no one can hear what you're saying. Sorry, obviously I'm getting over my cold, so I'm still a bit hoarse and thirsty. People who narrate a film that you're watching, whether it be on DVD or in the cinema, and all the way through the film, they're just like, oh, did you see them go through that door? Yes, I'm kind of watching the film as well. And it's all like, oh, what's happening here? I don't know, it's the first time I've seen it as well. And they just like, they talk and narrate the whole film. And it's like, when I'm watching a film, I just like to sit down, be quiet and just listen to the film and watch the film. I don't want people talking all the time. Which is why my next one, which is people talking at the cinema, really bugs me. Because I go to the cinema, if you go into the cinema, you tend to be seeing a film that you haven't seen before, or that you've really liked seeing and see again. And people that talk in the cinema really frustrate me. So if you want to talk through a film, and whoever you're with's fine with that, go and do that at home. Just don't go to a cinema and talk the whole way through, because then I'm not focusing on the film, I'm listening to your conversation about what your grandma had to eat and how it backed up or whatever. Yeah, just when you go into the cinema, you just sit there, be quiet and watch the film. That's what it's all about. This is going to sound like I'm a really old man, but I'm not. People who have their jeans halfway down their bum. I know it's kind of, I don't know whether it's the in thing. A lot of teenagers do it, they wear their jeans like under their bum or halfway down or something. It's like, I know I sound like an old man, but just pull them up. Jeans are meant to be worn around your hips, not down your bum. They're not designed for that. So just pull them up. No one really wants to see what pants you're wearing. I don't care if they're Calvin Klein or whatever they are. Just keep them under the jeans, not over. Rant over. People who don't say thank you. I've always been brought up as quite a well-mannered person. And I'm always like, if I step in someone's way, or even if they step in my way, I'm the one that's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I always say thank you and stuff, and it's like, people respect you more when you're polite to them. So when someone holds a door open for me, I'll be like, oh, thank you. And they'll give me a nod or something, which doesn't bother me. But when I hold the door open for other people, just a thank you would be nice. I don't do it to get people to say thank you, I just do it because it's a nice thing to do. But when people don't say thank you, or you let them out when you're driving down a hill, obviously it's your giveaway, and they pull over and they just don't say thank you, it's like, it's not hard to say thank you or stick your hand up to say thanks. It's just polite. And I think if everyone was more polite and well-mannered and said thank you and things, then it just makes people happy. When someone says thank you, you've appreciated what they've done, it's more respectful, and I just think it's a nice thing to do. People who just walk through and ignore you or just give you a look, it's like, there's no need for that. Yeah. People who, this happens quite a lot at uni, people who interrupt a conversation and then change the subject. So you're chatting about something, and then someone else will butt in the conversation, say something, but then it will quickly rear off in a complete different direction, and it never gets back to the point you were talking about. So you start saying something and you never get to finish it because it's gone off somewhere else. Yeah. And 14, pathetic hand dryers in toilets. You know, when you go to the toilet, I mean, they're getting better now, but you wash your hands and then you put your hands under the dryer and it's literally going, and it's like, well, that's not going to dry my hands, is it? I'll give me some paper towels or a hand dryer that actually works. Out here we have more, it tends to be paper towels all the time to dry your hands in toilets. Or if there are hand dryers, they tend to actually give some force. But the amount of toilets I've been to with a hand dryer is just like someone's blowing on your hands, and that does nothing. I'll be stood there for an hour and they still won't be dry. But yeah, that was a few of my pet peeves. So it wasn't exactly a happy video, it's called it more me ranting. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know little things that annoy me. So if you agree with any of these, or you just like this video, give it a thumbs up. And comment below some of your pet peeves, because I might have missed some off that annoy you, or you might have had the same or completely different ones I didn't even think about. They're just ones I thought off the top of my head. So yeah, let me know, and I will see you next Monday for another video. Bye!